Catholic Schools Partnership is an umbrella body established by the Irish Bishops' Conference and the Conference of Religious of Ireland to provide support for all those involved in Catholic schools. This means primarily that the CSP would provide a unified voice on major topics, not that it would sort out day-to-day problems in school or provide day-to-day support, but rather it's dealing with national issues and providing a unified voice on the major questions that face Catholic education. The research that has recently been completed by the Catholic Schools Partnership is in response to the data published by the Department of Education and Skills in August 2010 concerning the possible divesting of Catholic schools in certain areas. As you know, there is a major debate in the public square concerning the future of Catholic schools, and there is a feeling that there could be less Catholic schools and that patronage of some of them might be divested. In order to reflect further on this, because this is a complicated issue, the Catholic Schools Partnership responded to the publication of data by the Department of Education and Skills by undertaking a series of research projects that would help us to reflect more closely on the future of Catholic schools. So the work that has now been completed and is published on this website includes a detailed survey of parental understandings of school patronage, a major process of internal consultation with all the partners involved in Catholic schools, and the publication of a position paper which was published in April of 2011. And all of that material gave rise to a lot of material that we brought to the attention of assemblies that met in late May and early June of 2011. 4 regional assemblies were held in Knock, County Mayo, Kells in Meath, Dublin and Adair, County Limerick, and about 250 participants responded to the results of the research that we had undertaken. And therefore what has now completed, the work has now been completed and has been published, and we ask others to engage with this material in order to contribute to the ongoing conversation on the future of Catholic schools. Research gives rise to very interesting outcomes which we have published as 10 points looking to the future. I suppose the most important thing to say is that the research and all the consultations gave rise to a very definite view that Catholic schools have a future, and not only do they have a future, they have a very energetic future provided we invest properly in them, provide the proper supports and listen to what people are saying about their future. We publish 10 points, and we are summarising our outcomes in a 10-point plan towards the future. The task of the Catholic Schools Partnership now will be to ensure that these 10 points are actually implemented and that we follow through on all of the implications of what is published. I suppose you could summarise them in 4 areas in particular. One is the whole area of providing support for schools, not least for teachers and for boards of management. Over the coming few months, in late 2011, new boards of management will be put in place in all Catholic primary schools in the Republic of Ireland. That means about 18,000 volunteers will take their places on boards over the coming months, and they will obviously need support in all sorts of ways, but not least in regard to Catholic ethos and identity. And the research also demonstrated that teachers need support in developing the idea of what it is to be a Catholic school. So that area of support is one important area. A second area that emerges in our 10-point plan is self-evaluation. We need to help schools to look at themselves, not to go in and tell schools what they should be doing, but rather to allow schools to reflect on what it is to be a Catholic school, because schools vary. They're in very different places in terms of their social and demographic structures, and therefore schools have to respond properly to their own area, and we want to help them to evaluate what it is to be a Catholic school in their particular locality. Thirdly, the research definitely points to a need to review the religious education programme in primary schools, and the good news is that that is underway, and we look forward to further progress in that area. And fourthly and lastly, and maybe most importantly, the 10-point plan points to a need to renew our understanding of the relationship of home, school and parish. People speak about this triad of homeschool and parish all the time, but in fact it's the key to the future of Catholic schools. And the publication of the National Catechetical Directory recently by the Irish Bishops' Conference is a good focus for us to build a new relationship between homeschool and parish. Most importantly, the fundamental outcome of all of our research and consultations is that Catholic schools have a future, that people are very committed to them, and that we need to renew our commitment to the schools through the Catholic Schools Partnership, and we hope to do so by the implementation of this 10-point plan.